In the city of Elmridge, in a tiny but perfectly decorated apartment on the 3rd floor of a building that smelled faintly of lavender and despair, lived a cat named Duchess. She wasn't just any cat. She was the cat, the main character, the center of attention, a walking mood board with white paws, a fluffy grey coat, and the audacity of a Broadway star. She had one human. Her name was Tessa. Tessa was in her 20s, worked remotely for a fashion startup, and believed she had adopted Duchess. But anyone who had ever met Duchess knew the truth. Tessa had been selected, tolerated, and thoroughly trained. Their relationship was based on mutual benefit. Duchess provided emotional support, consistent judgment, and high-quality ambient drama. In return, Tessa delivered food, affection, on demand, and an Instagram platform with 14,000 followers, most of whom were there just for the cat content. But one rainy Tuesday afternoon, the delicate balance of their companionship was shattered. It all started with a bath, not a metaphorical cleansing or a spiritual renewal. No, an actual water-filled, fur-drenching, shampoo-lathered bath. The betrayal was total. Tessa had read somewhere on a suspicious blog that long-haired cats benefit from occasional grooming resets. Duchess, who had never in her life been anything but self-cleaning and fabulous, disagreed. The moment her paws touched the water, the drama was instant. There were noises, the kind of growls that summon ancient spirits, the kind of yowls that made neighbors consider calling animal control. Claws gripped porcelain, eyes wide, tail fluffed, a feline hurricane of soap, rage, and betrayal swirled through that bathroom. When it was over, Duchess stood soaking wet on the bath mat, staring directly into Tessa's soul. Her fur clumped together in tragic spikes. She looked like a soggy lion, a furious, elegant mop. Tessa wrapped her in a towel and cooed apologies. "You look so clean, so fancy. Don't be mad, baby." Duchess said nothing, not a meow, not a blink. She activated what would become known as the silent treatment. For the first hour, Tessa thought it was just sulking. By the 3rd, she was concerned. By the 6th, she was pacing the living room in anxiety, while Duchess sat perched on the bookshelf, eyes half-lidded, silent as a monk, full of judgment. Food dish? Ignored. Favorite toy? Batted away with disdain. Lapse? Denied. She didn't even sleep in her usual sunbeam. She moved to a cold corner of the floor, back turned to the room, a perfect embodiment of majestic spite. Tessa tried everything: treats, laser pointer, high-pitched baby talk. Duchess did not react, not even to the sound of the treat bag. It was psychological warfare. Tessa, who normally prided herself on being cool, confident, and in control of her emotions, was now spiraling. "I said I was sorry. It was just a bath. You were shedding on the keyboard. I didn't think you'd go full soap opera." Duchess licked her own paw, slowly, quietly, no eye contact. The next morning, Tessa woke up with hope. Surely the silent treatment was over. Surely Duchess would be curled next to her, purring in a cute forgiveness loop. Nope. The bed was empty. Duchess had slept on the windowsill, alone. Tessa rolled over to find a very deliberate pile of fur on her pillow. Shed on purpose. She gasped. "You petty little fluff demon." Duchess continued her campaign with all the passive aggression of a retired theatre director who had been asked to audition. She knocked things over, not dramatically, softly. Quiet little clinks in the night. A spoon off the counter. A makeup brush rolled off the vanity. Each item, a statement, a sentence. A cold, calculated whisper of disapproval. She sat in front of the TV while Tessa tried to binge-watch a show. Blocking subtitles with her butt, she stared at guests. When Tessa's friend Lana came over, Duchess slithered between her legs, climbed onto the couch, and turned her back. The moment Lana reached to pet her, Duchess slid away like a ghost. Lana blinked. "Did your cat just snub me?" "She's in a phase," Tessa mumbled, defeated. By the end of the week, Duchess still hadn't spoken. No chirps, no trills, not even a sarcastic purr. Tessa was a wreck. She found herself narrating everything she did out loud just to fill the void. "I'm making your favorite food. See? Fancy salmon pate. Organic. I don't even eat this well." Duchess sniffed the dish, then walked away. Tessa tried everything. She staged a spa night. She bought a new feather toy. She set up a pillow fortress. She downloaded calming cat music. Nothing worked. Then, one fateful Saturday, Tessa reached her limit. "You know what?" she said, standing in the middle of the living room, while Duchess sat high on her throne-like perch. "I get it. I messed up. I did something you hated. But do you know what else I did? I cleaned your litter box. I brushed your fur. I gave you fresh filtered water and bought you a $45 sushi print cat bed you've never touched. So if this is about the bath, let it go." Duchess blinked. And then she jumped down. She walked to the kitchen, sat beside her bowl, and meowed. One single clear, melodic sound. Tessa froze. "Wait, are we good?" Duchess meowed again, then rubbed against Tessa's leg. The spell was broken. The silent treatment was over. Tessa collapsed onto the couch, laughing and crying at the same time. Duchess leapt into her lap, circled twice, and settled in with a satisfied purr, like nothing had happened, as if the last 5 days of pure emotional hostage-taking had simply not occurred. Tessa looked down at her. "You're evil." Duchess purred louder. Later that night, Tessa posted a video recap to Duchess's Instagram. Day 6. She finally spoke. "I am emotionally exhausted. Please send wine." The video got 200,000 views in 24 hours. People shared stories of their own sassy, dramatic cats. Duchess became a legend, a meme, a symbol of passive-aggressive feline justice. Brands reached out. People made t-shirts. And Duchess? She didn't care. She'd already moved on. She had found a new spot to nap in. One with better sunlight. One that Tessa wasn't allowed to sit in anymore, even though it was technically her couch. Because Duchess may have forgiven, but she hadn't forgotten. And if the next bath ever came, Tessa had better be ready, because silent treatment was just the beginning. If you love heartwarming animal stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more adorable adventures.